Hello, everybody. It's me, Nate, aka Devil Dog, and I'm back with another game review. This time I'm reviewing Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Before I get started, don't worry, these funny skits and openings are coming. I'm currently going to be moving out of my apartment to a different apartment, so I've got all my stuff boxed up, so I can't really film any funny openings yet. I got one I filmed before I got packing for an upcoming SmackDown game, but don't worry, they are coming. I did not forget. Now, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. What exactly is this game? Well, it was published and developed by Square Enix and released on February 29th of 2024 on the PlayStation 5. It is the second game in the planned three-part remake of the original 1997 PlayStation game, and like the first game, Remake, combat is very action-based with very strategic RPG elements. And as you play as the different party members that you can switch on the fly, you go on an epic journey across the planet to prevent the mega corporation Shinra from stealing the life stream, basically the soul, from the world. This time, unlike Remake, this gameplay is much more open world focused with a massive open world to explore, along with the return of the ATB system, the hybrid action focused melee and turn-based magic system from the previous game, but this time they also bring in the synergized mechanic. That was from the DLC from the first game Returns, and this one allows you to link up your characters and do a super group attack, synergizing them together. Now, new to this game are also known as folio skill trees, which are basically allow you to unlock new abilities and stat boosts for each of the characters, and they all have their own unique trees and abilities that you can unlock, and they're set basically under three different types. You have your stat boosts, your abilities, and your synergy abilities. Now, along with this game, it's a rather large game, but there's no real way you can unlock all the moves in the skill trees. So they do have the ability, much like Remake did, that you can unlock the rest of them with something known as manuscripts that you can get if you play through again in hard mode. So if you're one of the people that wants to unlock every single move and ability you can, you just won't be able to do it the first playthrough. You'll have to play through it again in hard mode and get those manuscripts to get 100% unlock. Now, once again, you can't have a Final Fantasy game without having epic summons, and there are a total of 13 different summons that can be unlocked in this game. Most of them can be unlocked by normal play, but since we live in this modern day gaming world where nothing can be just complete in the package, there are certain ones that you can only get by certain bonuses. Now, most of them can be unlocked by going through the Chadley's Combat Simulator quests, but some are pre-order bonuses. Like Leviathan, you get if you actually have a save file from Final Fantasy VII Remake. Ramu, you get as DLC from Final Fantasy VII Remake, and the Moogle Trio is only available if you pre-ordered the digital deluxe version. Now, hands down, I kind of trashed the first game, okay? I tore it apart and got in a lot of trouble because I made a rant that I still stay true to this day, that I stand behind, about what I thought of the first game, the remake. I didn't think it was that good. I thought it took them way too long to make what they did. It was too ritzy and over the top, and I didn't like the cramped, confined spaces of the game world they had built, and I was really, really worried because this was at the time when they said they didn't know if it would be 6 discs before they were able to make the whole game or not. And I knew with development time of games, there's no way I'd still be alive to be able to play through it all. I think Square Enix figured that out too. Now, overall, this one goes back to what I loved about Final Fantasy VII. Not only does it have great lore and great character development that they've expanded on yet again with all these different characters, they add a lot more robust stuff to it overall. The visual fidelity, this game engine knocks it out of the park. And like I said, the main thing is the fact you can actually get out of Midgard and you can actually explore the world. Now, keep in mind, not the whole world. They're saving the rest of it for the third and final game disc if they ever come out with it in 5 years. But nonetheless, the overall map size of this is impressive. It's overall 55 to 65 square miles in size of stuff you can explore that is in 6 different giant biomes or regions. It's so large, much like most Final Fantasy games. There's chocobo ranches and fast travel to help you get around. And yes, even the good old Highwind, the good old airship comes back with Sid. That's right, they actually did good by this game. I would played the living crap out of this, and I have to say, I am actually very impressed with this game. Unlike the first one, but I understand when you're building a new game and you have to get a new game engine and your character models and stuff like that. I get it. A lot of the development time, it was in development hell for quite a long time, and fortunately, the original Final Fantasy VII Remake did finally come out, which made it to where they had at least some stepping stones and something they knew what to do with this one. Like I said, they added everything to it. It's got a bunch of wacky mini games that, fortunately, you don't have to do. Most of the main story stuff is pretty good. It's got some really odd stuff where they go back to like the character models that look all blocky like the original Final Fantasy VII, and some other weird stuff in it too. Fortunately, there's no boy band pushing a car out of gas while needing Coleman lanterns and a cup of noodles. So there's nothing like that in it, thank God. It stays true to the Final Fantasy VII universe in this. They even bring back Queen's Blood, that card game, which I don't like. I really don't. But honestly, for what you get in this package, overall, like I said, the graphics are phenomenal. The visual fidelity, you have an option of turning up either the graphics or performance mode when you start, and it's got a recap, so if you haven't played the first one, you can get a recap. You do not have to play the first one to play this one to get the gist of what's going on. They kind of shove it down your throat. In fact, that's one nitpick I have to say, people, and you can get mad at me all you want. Yes, I know this is a role-playing game that is very heavily story-based, but I honestly think about 60% of this game is cutscenes. And don't get me wrong, the visual fidelity and the cutscenes are fantastic. They tell a very epic story, but honestly, 60% of this game is cutscenes. Really it is. And if you consider the overall game length for this title, you're looking about bare minimum 40 hours to get through it. And if you want to go through and do everything else, you're looking 80, 100 hours plus easy. And that's not even including if you go through on the new game mode with the hard mode to try to unlock every single thing. So honestly, you do definitely get your money's worth for this title. And it is a full price title of $69.99, so you have to pay $70 for this. I recommend you get the physical version because after all, when you get digital, you don't really own the game, people. And I think you're all starting to see this now with these game companies where they decide you don't own the rights to that game no more, so you can't play it, or they just delete it from the network. Have fun with all those Discovery shows that you bought and paid for, people. Haha. But nonetheless, that's for a rant for a different day. But if you have a PlayStation 5 system, which I'm sad to say this is only on PlayStation 5, at least right now, I can actually say go out and pick up the physical copy of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. It is a fantastic role-playing game. It does give you the ability of playing through it in turn-based or the weird hybrid ATB system where it's a combination of action-oriented and some turn-based things with your magic and abilities and items, and to be able to switch between the characters and come up with different ideas to fight these epic bosses in this epic quest to try to stop Sephiroth from taking over the world with his mother Genova. Honestly, hands down, I like what they did with this one. I did not like the first one, okay? I did not like Remake. I thought it was glitz and glamour and it didn't really have good gameplay design. It didn't have game world design. This one, since it opens up more and adds more of this bright, beautiful world you get to explore and more things that actually feel like Final Fantasy VII that I remember playing, is what really brings it up and makes it feel great. It's fast, it's fluid, the character designs are brilliant, the enemy designs are fantastic. The story, like I said, 60% of this game is nothing but cutscenes. I'm saying that again, which I have a problem with, but at the same time, the amount of gameplay I got, the world I was able to explore and progress through with these characters that I grew up with and I know and love, I honestly cannot wait to see what they do with the finale, the third and final game, and hopefully it won't take them 7 to 10 years to come out with it. But that's just my personal opinion. Please leave in the comments below if you've had the chance to play Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, if you agree or disagree with me on this review. Please give me a thumbs up, leave lots of comments below, and of course here at Devil Dog Gaming, we always end our videos by saying, have fun, play hard, and remember people, the devil is in the details. And peace out until next time.